Oh, give me a good stretch here. Mama cat, how you doing? Oh. Hold on, hopefully the mic's working. What? Sorry, y'all. Stream's a bit behind. Hold on, let me see if I can fix a few things real quick. I need to update my Switch for some reason. Oh, let's see. Let's see if this works. Give me 1 second. Just bear with me. I hope everyone's having a fun rested Saturday. I woke up a bit late this morning. So I'm running on water and hot chocolate right now. I'll wake up. I'll wake up in a second. Let's see if the Switch is working. Hey! Alright. The goal for today is one simple goal. Not lose the trash can. It can't be that hard to not lose the trash can this time. I actually genuinely want to clean up the island as fast as I can. But last week, we got hampered by the trash can going MIA. And it also doesn't help, but I end up putting like the smallest white bin trash can. So it's kind of hidden away from everything. Ooh. What happened last night, or this morning, I should say. I'm not sure who here has pets, but my dog decided to wake me up at 3:30. Didn't need to use the bathroom at all. At 4 a.m. and 30 minutes in. So that's what, an hour and a half later. I felt a little nose boot my feet and a little bit of whining. So that was from 3 and 4. And then for those that don't know, I take care of my mom. So this morning I had to get up early to go with all the seniors to go grocery shopping. That's why I'm late today, and also I'm kind of tired. So I'm hoping everyone else is having a much better Saturday than, well, a better start to their Saturday anyways. But happy October. I cannot believe it's already October. So that means we have October, November, right? September, October. Yeah, October, November. Oh my God, 3 more months, and it's Christmas. Basically, I have to do the gift sending soon to everybody because I'm not sure how long postal office is gonna take to send out stuff. Ooh. All right, let me get a drink of water, and we shall get started. Animal Crossing loads in. So it should be not like a quick stream, but oh my God, where's the trash can? Wait, I know we found a trash can the other day. Where's the trash can? It's not here, is it? Oh my God, it's not here. We left off last stream with the trash can in my pocket. Where is my trash can? Peach in a pod. How are you doing? Oh, it is on the... Okay, we found the trash can. Our goal today is not to lose this little bin here. And hopefully, considering December is literally, what is it, 90 days away? I would like the Squid Games island to be done beforehand. So let's see if we can speed run this while I share with y'all some interesting stories that happened this week. I'm doing great, Peach. I got woken up multiple times throughout the night, so that's why I'm a little bit low energy and tired today. I'm not sure you have a dog or anything, but my dog decided to wake me up at 3 for no reason at all. She didn't use the bathroom, and then wake me up exactly an hour and a half later to use said bathroom that she didn't need to use. And then I had to wake up at 6 or 7 to take my mom shopping. So needless to say, I did not get the sleep I wanted. Care, how are you doing? Naru, your message on Discord came off at the right time. I was running a wee bit late. Normally, if I'm missing stream, I would make an announcement about it. I am waking up. Care. I am slowly waking up. It has been one heck of a week. Hopefully for you all, it's been an amazing week. And it's been an interesting week for myself. My dog does that every day. He wakes up exactly at 4 a.m. He would go out and sit for a while and come back and get you. Listen, I love my dog to death. Anyone that knows me knows I love my dog. What I hate about dogs in general is that they can't just use the bathroom. For those that don't know dogs or had never had a dog, when they need to pee or poop in particular, they have to pick a very particular spot, and it could take ages for the dogs to find the right spot to pee and poop. And it sucks for the humans that are taking them out. Sienna, you're welcome. I hope you're doing well. Those that don't know, the amazing crossing of Sienna. Sienna is a... I can't even say new mom anymore. Sienna's a seasoned mom at this point. But soon we'll be returning. I heard from her herself. We'll be returning to streaming full time once new Animal Crossing game comes out. It's the rumor I was told. So we're gonna talk just a little bit about politics today, because I got a funny story for y'all. New AC. Oh my god, we desperately need to do an AC. I'm not sure who here has kept up with the news or who avoided it to not get stressed out. I'm gonna talk to you all like you were children, real quick. So there was once a former president. He came back to become president. We'll call him Orange Man. A lot of stuff happened with Orange Man. All right. Don't worry, it's kind of funny and sad at the same time. My mom, those that don't know, Orange Man offered a lot of incentives for folks to vote for said Orange Man. Marie, I hope you're doing well. One of the incentive is removing certain individuals from the country. Put it that way. With the interesting group of folks. That's all you need to know if you not have kept up with the news. There's a certain leader that's been removing people. So you're up to speed. Because of said leader. Mind you, my mom, just let you know, if ICE is watching, my mom is a U.S. citizen, and she's been a U.S. citizen for like 20-something years at this point. She is so afraid of everything that every time she gets into the car with me every single morning, she talks about how much of a glorious day it is in America out of fear. And as you all are aware, a lot of stuff are shown on YouTube and the news. A lot that none of us can keep up with anything. She says, yeah. So this morning, she was in a very happy mood. Mind y'all, for those that came in late, my dog woke me up multiple times, so I was sleepy when I picked her up this morning. But she was in a super happy mood. And for the past, I want to say 3 weeks, y'all, she has been saying, great stuff about America. And then today, she was like, oh my God, such a good day today. I was like, yeah, because we're in America. Because that's what she normally says. And she's like, no. I was like, ooh, do tell, Mom. What happened? She said it's a great day because America finally rose up and went to the Capitol and attacked the Capitol. And apparently, according to her, she said when the Americans attacked the Capitol, they kidnapped the Orange Man. It got kicked out of the country finally. So she was super happy. Let me tell y'all, when she sold that to me, I was driving. I slowed down and pulled over. I was like, huh? I was like, wait, where did you hear this from? And I told her, I was like, you probably watched the AI video. He's still in power. You probably watched the AI. I was trying to tell my mom how AI videos work. And she's like, no, this is not AI. This is not AI. It's a real video. Yeah. You know what video she pulled up? You know what video she pulled up? And it was not an AI video. She pulled up the January 6th insurrection. And in the horrible translation from the person that clearly doesn't speak English that well, essentially said in the video that the group of Americans, his former supporters, went to the Capitol to evict the president, essentially. And there was footage of this January 6th insurrection, everyone climbing the stairs, breaking the doors, going to the offices. And from the video, she said they were looking for him and they finally found him. And then the last clip was him getting arrested, and that was definitely AI. Oh man, I wish I would have that recorded, because if y'all could see my mom's face when what she thought was real was false, how awful it must be misinformed. What she thought was real was false. She was like, oh, all right, America's good again. She went back to her standard 3-week personality. Lord protector, maybe she needs you to sneak in and put parental controls on the internet. I don't even know. To be honest, I could put parental controls on the internet, but I don't know how to. But then I told her what actually happened, and she was like, oh, did those people get arrested? When the January 6th thing happened. And she said, and I said, kind of. But they all got pardoned. And she was like, what's pardon? I was like, the great leader decided to let the people go. And she said, ah, okay. And she was like, I'm gonna just mind my own business. Bear, welcome on in. How you doing? Oh, Bear, you didn't miss much. It was just about my mom this morning. She thought she heard some information. It turned out to be fake news, and she was really excited, and now she's no longer excited. Speaking of news. Ooh, bottle. We haven't seen this one of these in a while. Well, I haven't seen one of these in a while. A lot of things happened on my campus this week. One of them involves the fire department. So I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday. I forgot which day it was. Wednesday or Tuesday, I was heading to school and a whole bunch of fire trucks was like right behind me. So obviously I pulled over, let them go through. Didn't think much of it. Apparently somebody pulled the fire alarm in the university, right? And when they pulled said fire alarm, apparently people legit thought it was, for very reasonable reasons, thought it was a fire going on. When they have the fire going on, when the fire alarms get activated at the schools, something happens in the building. I did not know this happened. So I'm gonna fast forward. Fire trucks go by, I go to pick up my mom, drop off for work, head back to the library to go to work, right? When I got to the library, and the way my school is organized is once you get through the lobby, you're in the big giant lobby with once you get through the lobby, the small lobby, you get to the bigger lobby with the entrance to the main building and the elevators. When I got to the entrance of the main building with the elevators, I saw the fire department, but they were letting people go in. I heard Trong, and I heard a little tapping. For like a 1 minute solid, I heard Trong. I was like, what? I thought it was just like, somebody whispering to me, like, Trong, come here, like one of those things. So I was looking around at the corner, so I was like, hello? Oh man, as a kid I wanted to do that, like the movies, but I resisted the urge so hard. The resistance. Listen, the intrusive thoughts apparently won with this student because there was no fire. I'm not sure what happened with that student, to be honest, but I heard the Trong non-stop. I was like, hello? I said it loud at first, but nobody responded, so it was like I yelled back in like a whisper, like, hello? Now, this never happened to me, but it happened to this student. the Trong was coming from the elevator. So what happened was, in an emergency in any big giant building, I don't know what the legal codes are for each state, but apparently for this city, once the fire alarm gets pulled, all the elevators open up to let people go out, and then they close and they don't open at all. They don't move for fire reasons, so you have to use the stairwell. My lovely student didn't know you're supposed to leave the elevator. And she was trapped in the elevator, and she was able to pry the those that don't know how elevators work, you have essentially two doors, two on the outside for the floor and then two on the inside of the elevator. She was able to like squeeze it through and just like poke her head up just a little bit, where you can like see her mouth say like "Try." I'll be honest, where's my trash can? For the first, I want to say second, or like first 20 seconds, honestly didn't know what to do. I didn't even know if that was my student, who that was. But apparently, well, I kind of knew this, but I didn't at the same time. Where's my trash can? Depending on your cell phone coverage, sure, those that ever come to America that are international, you usually have 3 options for cell phone coverage: Verizon, T-Mobile, and AT&T. If you have T-Mobile or AT&T, you are getting no cell phone coverage at all in the elevators when they close the doors. So this poor girl had no way to reach anybody. People under 25, just know it's a miracle you are safe. So, and what happened was, this was an international student, basically a non-American student coming here to study, and she did not know that there's a little phone thingy in the elevator you could use to ring for an emergency, and her cell phone was down. So she was just waiting there until somebody passes by, but everyone she tried to call, nobody would pay attention until she saw me. And she was like, "Oh my god, I know that guy. Trong. Brittany, you're welcome. I hope you're having a good Saturday." So, wait, where's my trash can? Okay, where is my trash can? Oh my god. I wish, you know, like Hunger Games, the movie, and I think in the books too, the sponsors could drop off stuff that the participants need. I just need one of y'all to be like my sponsor. Oh, there it is. And just drop off a trash can whenever I need it. So it wasn't funny. It was traumatic for her, but it was brought up later on at an event, telling pretty much a lot of the kids like phones are reliable, but don't be too heavily reliant on your phones. And I agree with that. When I was teaching class, a lot of the kids were surprised to find out that I'm turning 38, like very, very soon. So I'm not sure how old everyone here is in chat, but most of my students are 18 years old, right? So they were asking me a lot of questions about what life was like in the good old days. And I said, "Oh boy, where are we going with this?" And they asked me questions like, "How'd you get around? Like, what?" I want to know how y'all will answer this, for everyone that's closer to my age, right? How would you answer this when a kid asks, like, "How did you get around back when you were, young, driving for the first time? How did you not get lost?" Because they all rely on their GPS. You just put in your phone. Most cars now have a infotainment system. You just plug in the address and then it talks to you and tells you turn left here, turn right here, merge here. We didn't have all that back in the day. So I asked them, I was like, "How far back do you want me to go?" They were like, "Oh, take us back to time." I was like, "All right." I'm not sure if anybody here ever went to this website. It was called MapQuest. MapQuest, I think, was around before Google Maps was. son and I have talked to my son-in-law about over depending on GPS. He never knows actually where he is. Oh man. See? Yeah, I would print them out for my trips. So another coworker came into my classroom as I was talking about this. Like, I don't know how other professors teach. I know some professors close the door. I keep my door open, and I'm a very loud talker. So sometimes I have random people that would just come by to listen to me, which is fine. So today's we ended up talking about the map. We rode dinosaurs. Come up again. Could you imagine? Just yeah. I'm coming with my T-Rex. I'm coming with my Brontosaurus. So I told him there was this website called MapQuest.com. And it still exists today. But back then, you would type in your address you started with and the destination you're getting to, just like your GPS, right? But I said the difference was you would have to print it out on paper. Just like what Brittany said. And then I love the one hand shot up right away when as soon as I said that. They're like, okay, but what if a road was closed? Or if you took the wrong turn? Before I answered that, I looked back right at that student and asked the whole class. I was like, let me ask you all this. Your phone doesn't work and you have directions on paper, right? And you took the wrong turn. What do you do? I'm not gonna lie. Did you that's half my class said go and find phone service was their response to get directions. I was like, this is back in the day. You didn't have that. You did not have that. I think I felt like the old person when I was a kid, because when I was 18, I'm sure most of us had that conversation where it's like, back in my day, I had to walk 3 miles in the snow to get to school. You have school buses. I'm starting to feel like that old person, because I told him, well, you would try to backtrack and get back to the right road. But I said where most of my generation screwed up with MapQuest was that we always printed the directions to the place, but we never printed directions back. So getting there was not really the issue. For the most part, it was the return trip when you realize some of the roads are one ways and you're like, and most of us would try to be, technical savvy road navigators and just follow the map directions backwards. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. And then the kids would say, well, you could just make a phone call. I said, why don't you bring that up? Also, back in my day, we had to pay for minutes. And they were like, what do you mean more minutes? I said, all that texting, all the phone calls you do, that wasn't like part of your phone bill, standard phone bill. That was as used, pay as used. And I actually saw this on a TikTok the other day and reminded me of this. Back in the day, every time you talk for 1 minute, you had to pay X amount of dollars. So you kept your conversation short. And then after that, they release unlimited weekends and Friday nights. So that's where a lot of conversations went. And then, believe it or not, you also had limited data packages. You had I think, if I remember correctly, it was $10 a month extra for 200 megabytes of data. Back in my day, we rented a phone that plugged into the wall. Couldn't be moved and paid extra for long. Oh my God, I remember that. Oh, my dad was so pissed off at me for that. What happened was my dad this was back when I was in 3rd grade. We had a family that lived above us, and both our families were gone for that day for some reason. I was home alone, and so was the upstairs family. And 3rd grade, I had a little crush on her. So, and she said we were talking for a bit, and she said, oh, I just need to make a quick phone call to somebody in my family, but it's so far away, it's long distance. I had no idea what that meant. I had no idea what long distance phone call means. And it doesn't mean much. If anybody's young in chat, it probably doesn't mean much to you at all. Like, you can call somebody in Japan with your phone and probably be fine right now. Back in my day, I didn't know what that meant until I gave the girl the house phone to call long distance, and she talked for 5 minutes. And afterwards, we hung out. I didn't think anything of that day. Day went on, a few weeks go by, and the mailman comes. The mailman comes and drops off a few bills. My dad grabbed me by my ear so fast, and he literally put himself down to eye level with me and said, "Did you call long distance? Be honest with me." And being a little kid, just like every other little kid, I answered with and was truthful with omission. So I said, "I did not call long distance. Why did you ask?" He said, "Because the phone bill went up by $60. $60 back in the day. That was when I was in 3rd grade. That's like imagine your phone bill goes up to $150 now." So my dad was right to be upset, but at the time I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that was a thing." So I was just quietly trying to be sneaky with him and say, "Wait, is it that much for international calls?" He said, "Yes. Did you call?" I said, "No, I did not call." We had a party line. You would go to use the phone and hear your neighbors talking. Wait, what? Hold on, Mama Cat, explain a little more. Wait, what do you mean party line? Like, hacking? No, my shelf was gone. I need a new... Oh, dang it. Where's some? Ah, crud. Hold on, where is my house? I need to get more shovels. Wait, is that like hacking, Mama Cat? Oh, let's go into Casa real quick. So, I think what I'm gonna do for one of my classes, really a phone line people shared, it was a real thing. I'm so confused. Like neighborhood Discord. Wait. I'm genuinely confused right now. Hold on. So let's say if I called Bear, right? And Marie lived next to me. Hey, Classy Crystal Cozy Crystal Gamer, how you doing? Wait, so I'm talking to Bear on a landline. Classy lives to my left. Mama Cat and Marie lives to my right. Can Brittany listen in then? Is that what party is? Or do you have to be next door? Like Classy, Mama Cat, or Marie can listen to me and Bear's conversation. Classy, do you know anything about, what's it called? Phone party line? Wait, what did I come into? We're talking about the old days, Classy. The old days in terms of phones. Okay, you don't know what part. I don't know what party line is. I'm waiting for a response from Marie or Mama Cat because I don't know what a phone line people shared. I've never tried it before. We're gonna get rolled out. I'm so confused. The whole neighborhood shared the phone lines. Often you would have to say something like, "It's an emergency. We need the..." Simple one line people shared like a timeshare apartment. Huh? Wait, so if I'm understanding this correctly, we had a phone number 333-333-333, right? As the whole entire neighborhood, we will all share the same phone number and we will split the bill. Is that what you mean? So you're telling me if Brittany calls the neighborhood, right? And Marie picks up, Brittany could say like, "Hey, sorry, I'm really want to try and talk to Mama Cat." And then Marie would hang up the phone and then Brittany would have to call back again and hope Mama Cat picks up. I'm so confused how this is working. It would have to be in a local neighborhood. Marie. The one line served multiple people, and no, each person paid. I'm having trouble grasping this concept. My family did not have a party line. But Bear, you know what a party line is? We were out in the woods, basically on an island. Did you have phone back then? Everyone had their own numbers, yes. So everyone had their own numbers, but if you pick up the phone while someone was using the phone, you could hear the conversation. I'm generally suck. Yeah, we had a and the number said this Pennsylvania 6,500. Wait, what time frame was this? Like, what year was this in place? Because I feel like that was before I was born in 1987, and it feels like that was. Oh man. Yeah, if you wanted to, I could hear my mom talking to one of her friends. Wait. What? If I picked up the house phone in our house. Yeah. But it sounds like from the way Marie was saying it was neighbors could pick up each other's phone. Like inside the house, I get. But it sounds like neighbors can pick up other phones. You can hear other folks call. Very rude to do that, though. Oh my god. Could you imagine the conversations you would hear? That's the equivalent of having a private Discord chat and you're talking about somebody else and that person just happens to be like joined the Discord chat. It's an invisible person and you don't even know they're there. Oh my god. Who says the last party line was 1996? Oh yeah, that's why I don't remember it. No, you could call me and I would pick up, but anyone on the line could listen. We didn't do that though. Oh my god, that's a lot of trust. That is a lot of trust. Probably why so many people don't have landline phones anymore. Oh my god. I feel like people would get caught so easy though. Because imagine if I was trying to be nosy in a conversation with Classy and Mama Cat, right? I picked up, I was like, oh, they're talking about Marie. Let me hear in. I know there's somebody that out there had to be like a heavy breather. While I was like, Classy's like, Mama, did you believe Marie did this? And all you hear is on the other line, you're like, hello? That's all I'm picturing. Somebody with like a heavy breathing, just trying to be quiet. All you're it had nothing to do with trust. It's what there was. That's all there was. Oh my god. I didn't even know that was a thing. I had no idea that was a thing. Oh man, technology has changed. But that was what I was telling my students. I said, don't be over reliant on it, because one thing we're gonna talk about is AI, because I know everyone loves using AI, including the President of the United States, apparently. Goofy, you covered the resonator pad with your hand, huh? Wait, what? You covered the resonator pad. What's a resonator pad? What? Hold on, do I have to Google this? Let me Google this. What is this Marie talking about? Cell phones are thanks to gorgeous blonde. To a gorgeous blonde. Gosh, the part you talk into. Resonator pad. Oh. Oh yeah, I forgot you can cover it. Yeah. I forgot you could do that. That's been that long. Nowadays, I forgot with cell phones, if somebody's coming by and you don't want to hear them, you just hit the mute button. That didn't exist back then. I completely forgot about that. Cell phones are thanks to a gorgeous blonde. It's true, I forgot her name. She wasn't... Wait, being serious? Cell phones were made because of... Really? Huh. I did not know that. Oh man. Wait, hold on. We are almost done with the beach. This is actually cleaning up really nicely right now. Because when y'all come over at one point, you can easily dig up all this stuff. I just need to remove this stuff here. Man, technology has changed. I was gonna tell the students about AI, for example. I said back in my day, there was a website called freetranslation.com that was my equivalent of my like modern day ChatGPT for people trying to translate stuff. There was no Google Translate at the time. I don't think there was. This was back in 2006 or 7, one of those 2 years. I was taking a Spanish class, and in that Spanish class, yours truly was not paying attention to the syllabus. And I forgot we had to write I think it was a 4-page paper, some long essay in Spanish. And this was maybe an hour before class. I completely forgot about that assignment. And this professor did not take like late submissions at all. You either hand it in on time or you don't. Well, valuable lesson, which sucked for the students though, but still. I typed that essay in that 1 hour time span in English, copy pasted that right into freetranslation.com, hit print, took my butt right to class just on time, slammed the paper down on the pile of other essays, and sat down. As the professor's going through it, she walked up to my desk. Mind you, this is a Spanish class. She looks at me in front of the whole entire class. She says, "Trong, I did not know you speak French." My smile went from "huh" to I was like, and I didn't even put 2 to 2 together. I just said, I don't. And then she put the paper in front of me. She said, "Then explain this." And I looked at it. It was written. The translation, I put it to translate to French instead of Spanish. I looked back at her, right back up at her, and I said, "Oui, oui." That was the only French I knew. Oui, oui. My class laughed so hard at me. But what happened was the whole rest of the semester, every single day for the rest of the semester, she taught to the class in Spanish and then would look at me and speak in French. She never let that down. On the day I graduated, because when you graduate, you get to walk down the line, get your diploma, shake hands with your professors. Of course, she was in the line. And she said, "Congratulations to my cheating student in French." In my ear. I will never forget that day. She's still one of my favorite professors, though. Dr. Nieves. I was amazed when I found out, literally that same day, she said she speaks 8 languages. I don't remember all of them, but I remember she said, obviously, Spanish, French, Russian, English. And I was like, and then she gave us a lecture to the class, like, if you're going to cheat properly. I sank into my seat so hard. So I'm going to share that with my students, because what I plan to do is do a similar lesson with anybody using AI to write an essay. So we'll see how that goes. Oh wow, y'all, we have done some work on this island. This is actually like, oh wow, we actually have this cleared. We can actually do invite people over next week and just help clean up the island and get ready for Squid Games. I'm so pumped. And I may be able to get a Switch 2. So we may be able to actually do the Squid Game design island on the Switch 2. And I know some streamers have bought the Switch 2 and started building their islands on there. I have not seen if there's any performance increases. I'm not sure if it's noticeable if anybody here has to Switch 2 and played Animal Crossing New Horizons on there. I hope the performance is better. Ready to read? Oh, I'm so pumped. I just need to know that this Switch 2 can handle more items. It's better. I forgot Brittany has the new Switch 2. I wish I had the funds to give away a Switch 2. Wait, wrong button. Switch 2 ACNH looks better for Pat and quicker. Oh, okay. So that is terrific news. So give me like a month or so to get the Switch 2. And then we could just, I think if I remember correctly, all I have to do is just take the same account and upload it to the Switch. And then everything should transfer over, I think. Including, I'm hoping, my friends list. Because you all are important, but there's one person on my friends list that I'd want to keep. Oh, somebody sent me a friend request. 2 people. Hey, Sheila Naru. I don't need Switch 2. I need socks. Oh, Marie. If you ever get bored and crochet the thing you sent the picture in for Discord. Oh my god. I will pay you to make one. Hey, Kang's on. Kang doesn't stream anymore, right? He's still working, I think. Oh my god. Hey, Narnia, Figment. Oh man, these are some names I haven't seen in a while. If anybody wants to add me, by the way, that's my friend code. Feel free to pause the stream. But there is a Nintendo Guru. He's a friend on this account, and I do not want to lose him. So I'm hoping, as long as he stays on the account after the update, I'll be a happy bear. Oh no. I think we're friends already. I'll be honest, I don't know who is friends on the Switch with me. And plus I have 3 Switches. So I know I'm friends with some folks on one Switch, but not the other. Okay. I honestly think next week we'll be good to go with all the items. Yeah, hold on, let's do a comb over real quick. We still have bag space. Oh, hold on, down the beach. That's where we're missing. The beach area. I think for this Switch, if you are friends with me, it should be this one here with the blue eyes. The other Switch is the same picture, but with the red eyes. So blue eyes is my original Switch. Red eyes is for Lost Race 2. I cannot wait to have season 3 or whatever next season is for Lost Race. I know we're all waiting patiently for a Switch 2. I just hope they really add some more fun mechanics in that we can implement. Like, imagine for not just my races, but like Crunchy Islands races, Pat's event, that you can incorporate like villagers to do certain things. Like you can tell like road, like whenever there's somebody to come by, chase them. Oh man. Oh man, that would be so fun. But one can only hope. We shall see what they do. I'm trying to think what games are currently out for the Switch 2 that's like the big titles for Nintendo. I know Mario Kart is. I think there's Donkey Kong. I don't think Zelda's out yet. Pokemon's coming out. So yeah, Animal Crossing got a wee bit while to go. To be honest, I'm giving up my Nintendo online unless Pat does Island Visit. He said he might. Giving up my... Oh yeah, that's completely fine. I have not activated... I deactivated my Nintendo Online for... I won't say a year at this point. I only need to activate it to honestly access Canada Crossing's Magical Switch Island. But other than that, until we actually have like events or have people come over, and if nobody has online still, I'll just do literally pick up the plants myself. It's not that hard. But it's just faster with more people. But truly, I only need the online aspect when we actually do the events. It would be fun to see a new AC. Even then, I probably won't jump in headlong to buy Switch 2 in a new game. What I'm hoping to do is have a Switch 2 giveaway when the new AC comes out. That's what I'm generally hoping for. Priska! I used it online for Treasure Islands. Hello. That's one thing I know is going to be... I'm 90% confident it's going to go away. Treasure Islands. I hope you're doing well, Priska. Treasure Islands goes against Nintendo's terms of service. And I know for anybody that's been hacking the Switch 2, you've been barred from using online services. So I'm not sure if anybody will figure out a workaround for that. I'll be honest, I became so reliant on Treasure Islands that playing the game like how it was intended feels like a lot of work. I know it was intended to, like, you know, go make money, go pay off your loans, go buy items and stuff. Because if anybody here wants to switch to for a cheap price and don't plan to actually do anything online related, a lot of people that attempted to practice hacking their Switch 2s and failed and got bricked, but they can still play the games, that would sell their Switch 2 on Facebook Market for like $200. The new Animal Crossing better be amazing, because I won't get one. $1,000 for a system and control, maybe one game is it. Listen, things have gotten so pricey lately. I just got mailed the other day that our car insurance is going up. No accidents, knock on wood, nothing. Clean record. Car insurance still going up regardless because of inflation. I don't care what your politics are, but inflation is way too high. Somebody needs to do something, but I feel like everybody in charge can care less about inflation right now versus everything else that's going on. It's a lot of work, but also I think we were supposed to visit and trade stuff. Yeah. Oh my god. Y'all remember that back in the day in 2020 and 2021? You would put barricades, like a fence around your airport, and then you would stand at the only entrance, so people would drop off their stuff, and then you would drop off yours, and you would grab stuff, so nobody can go into your island and mess things up. Oh man, that's the old day. Well, games in Canada for Switch 2 are... No. 100? Jesus. I'm looking at online now and can't tell if my account is active. I'll be honest, Marie, I can't either. One of my Switch was still online, but I don't remember. I remember people stealing blue roses and go, yes, that was a thing. Shaking the money trees and stealing those bags. It's a corporate money grab, and there is nobody to stem their greed. Yeah, that's true, Bear. Nintendo truly, when you really think about it, doesn't have any competition. I have oh, classy, I'm so jealous. What happens with when you have, just for those that are in business, when you're in business, everybody benefits from competition. Because when you have competition as a business, you're more inclined to have a lot of R&D, research and development, to make your products better than the competitors. If you're the only person to make video games, for example, you kind of stay stagnant. And the Switch, you can say the competition is like PlayStation and Xbox, but at the end of the day, PlayStation and Xbox, they're each other's competitors in terms of graphics. Nintendo doesn't care about graphics. Nintendo is more focused on gameplay itself. So there's nothing like really pushing Nintendo to make amazing better product than what they're already working on, because they already have the market. Is my opinion anyways. Shh, I won't say anything now. There's a god cursed QR code to scan. That's not gonna happen. Oh god, I remember that. Oh yeah, no. Just a public service announcement. If you ever see a random QR code, just be wary of it before you scan it. Because I have a spicy Switch. Wait. Is your Switch 2 spicy? Good to know. I was telling this to my students. Back in our day, I want to say our day as in 80% of everyone in chat, scammers used to entice you with like ads about, you know, here's $1 million if you send us a gift card here and there, right? It's become so sad when you look at the scams today. Like, I got an email. Clearly, it was a scam email. But instead of like, hey, Trung, your lost cousin from blah, blah, blah is giving you money, or, you know, someone you knew is no longer here and they have a fortune for you. You just have to send us money or whatever, like how it was in the old days. The scams I've been getting now are so sad. It's like, are you looking for work? Are you looking for employment? We paid this much. Just fill in the application here today and we'll get you set up. It's so sad that that has become the normal scam now. And I know a lot of people, including my students who fell for them, who are desperate for work, have filled them in waiting for a response, not realizing they filled in their information and their accounts are getting hacked and compromised pretty much. My son had to check me into a I can't read today. A minute clinic this week because I don't know how to QR code and don't want to know. QR codes are convenient. I'm still old school in the sense of I don't really use QR codes as much as needed unless it's really dire. I rather just type in the address myself. People will be breaking equipment as soon as it comes on the market. Oh, yeah. Man, the days we were living in. I love the scam emails to my work. It's like, we found your name matches our deceased client. My email starts guest house. The email starts guest house. Switches yours. Yeah. It's just something you have to get used to. Put it this way. I'm going to assume most of us probably feel the same way about this topic here. Self-driving cars, regardless you like Teslas or not, there's a whole bunch of self-driving cars. In Cali, there's Waymo. But their steering wheel, right? Do you... Like, I'm assuming some of you have been in a self-driving car, some of you haven't. Would you even trust yourself in one of those cars at the moment, right? And then in the future, when they take away the steering wheel, would you trust the car to drive itself without any controls at all? It's just something like, I'm not the biggest fan of QR codes, but it's just something I have to get used to. Because there will be a point in the future, at one point, where you no longer need a driver's license. It's more of, okay, you just get into a car, boop, boop, go here. People at check-in desks, I miss them. Oh my god, I miss those. When I went to Japan, there was like a hotel, I forgot, where the check-in was machine only. When I went to upload screenshots, I used that. I've been married to my Nigerian prince for a long time. Well, Marie, tell your Nigerian prince to hook me up with a Switch 2. I haven't. I'm too scared. I haven't been in one of those either, Prescott. I'll be honest. As much as I'm a big love of technology, I have not been in a self-driving car. Glad I'm rural. We have humans. Bears like, y'all can keep your technology to yourself. Every time I try a QR code, it didn't work. That's well, you have to hit it at the right spot too. Sometimes you can't even just do a QR code like freely. You have to check in with me and you have to call me to book. You can't book online where I work. They just changed it on my job, Presca. They just made automatic bookings for students, so you can book an appointment with me just using a code instead. And I really would like the students to check in with me first. But I get what you're saying. I love new school, but there's certain things I think, in my opinion, should be old school. AC is opening. I'll check to see if you're my friend. Hey, I think we are, Marie. I think we are. They never will. I mean, we only got credit card payments 4 years ago. Oh my god. One of the things I was talking to my students about was how fast technology has changed. When you really think about it, it was only 20 years ago that to listen to music or anything, you had to use a cassette player, right? That was 20 years ago. And then 15 years ago, it swapped to like this boombox thingy. And then after the boombox thingy was CD players. And after the CD players was the old school iPods, the Walkmans. And all that happened within 20 years. Most kids nowadays don't even know what half of that stuff I said are. And they are used to everything on their phone. Imagine what the world would be like in 10 years. I work at a convent. What's a convent? First, got no idea what a convent is. I had to book that appointment online too. I hate it. Marie's like, I'm being forced to do the technology stuff. I don't want to. My tribe just in the last few months got a card point of sale system for our tabs, and so it sounds like either you're living in like the most technological savvy world, or a lot of us are just currently catching up. How do I check if we're friends? I think it's hold on, let me see. I can check through here, right? I think it's like you hit the home button, and I think it's oh, here it goes. And you just, I think that's you right there. I think that's you, Marie, the mim. I wish I could nickname people. Remove friend, block, close. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not deleting Marie. I think that's you right there. You know, here sisters nuns live, religious community for women. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I always wanted to visit one of those places. Oh, that's so cool. I have so many questions for those folks. I got stories to share with them too about my religious experience. Wait, we're almost done with. I'm so happy with the progress we're making. The island is navigatable now. Is that a word? Navigatable. Home button, then what? A home button, and then going up to your. Oh, hold on. I just realized chat is covering up the thing. Up there where it says your profile and then friends. Well, let me put the chat back to where it originally belonged. Behind me. Hold on, give me 1 second. I want to delete this. Make this a smidge bigger. And then move this down. Boom. Okay, there we go. It's up there. You can only cost $130 for a night with 3 meals. Well, once we reopen. Actually, that's not a bad deal. $130 for a night with 3 meals. One meal here in our state of Connecticut is like $15. So that means based off of that is $95 for a night. That's not bad. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. The only issue is I would need to get make sure my passport's up to date. Because you're in a whole different country. I used to use a payphone to call my mom to pick me up. Now she call Uber and have someone else pick me up. Here, you know what's so funny about Uber? Back in the day, for every single one of us, I'm sure all our parents gave the same speech. You do not get in a car with a stranger. And now because of Ubers and Lyft, that's all we do when we need a ride. We get in a car with a stranger. Uber and Lyft say they do some, checks here and there. But do they really? I have both your... Oh, sweet. All right. Marie and I are best buddies. Do we have anything down here? Well, you kind of do that with taxis and more... Yeah, it's true. That's true. There are both monastery and convents in USA. Oh, is convents the word? Oh, that's what the... It took me a while to connect the dots. It took me a while to connect the dots. I worked for a cab company. I would never, ever get in one of any kind. I've only been in a taxi once. And when I was... No, well, I've been in taxis in other countries, but in America in particular, I've only been in a taxi once. And they gypped me off. I didn't know how, when I was a kid, this was maybe I was like 20 something. We got into a taxi in New York. I did not know how the taxi process worked until they started driving and you see the little machine. I'm not sure how it is now because I haven't been in one in ages. There's a little machine that sits like in the center console and you can see the price go up every single second. And then I just realized we were sitting in traffic. I said, get me the heck out of this taxi now. There's a nice convent with guest houses near Boston. Ooh. See, I didn't know that was a word. I genuinely didn't know that was the word until now. But I think Wait, is there a pipe still back here? There is. I think there's a pipe. Yeah, I can get back and forth between the two sides. I found a ginger root sprouting in my cupboard. Cupboard. I can't speak. I think I can grow it. I gave my mom an old onion bear, and it started sprouting too. Plant it. You can grow yourself food. You can grow yourself a lot of food there. I take flat rate taxis at the airport, which helps. That exists. I didn't know that existed. I genuinely didn't know that existed. I just assumed every single taxi still operates the same. You get in the car, they start the meter, and when you get to the destination, it'll shut off the meter, and whatever the price is there is the price you'll pay. I didn't know there's flat rates now. It's not price keeping me out, it's drivers. I know how they can be. Yeah. On the Switch 2, there's no lag on overly decorated items. So classy. You serious? No. Oh my god, I need a Switch 2. I need a Switch 2. I definitely need a Switch 2. Found out a few years ago. Well, I found out today. It's oh my god. Okay. That's what we need to do. Alright. I think next week we're gonna do is I'm just gonna open it up. Oh wait, there's stuff here we'll get rid of. And if whoever has Switch 2 online, Switch 2 online. Online. And I just have to make sure if you don't have online, don't get it. Let me make sure I can get online first too. Because I think last time I tried getting online, something happened, and then somebody had to give me a code. And it became this weird game of, yeah, I couldn't get online. So if anybody wants to help me out next week that has online already, great. If not, don't get it until I can get it myself. I need a Switch 2. I think the Switch 2s are still readily available whenever you want one, right? It's not like the PlayStation where it got sold out. Marshall, how are you doing? You're finally here? Marshall left a comment in the second to last week's stream. Like, no, I missed the stream. And then last week, Marshall came in literally as we were ending stream. How are you doing? I hope you've been getting plenty of sleep. I wonder if they do us. You know for a fact, Briscoe, they will. I think every single creator that has a Switch 2 will be buying the AC Switch 2 when that comes out. Thanks, Marie. I see more Switch 2 in stocks. I have not. Why did I say Switch? Switch 2. I haven't seen those because I haven't really gone to the video game section. I've just been trying not to look at them. No sleep for the busy. Oh, I'm sorry, Marcel. This morning my dog woke me up at 3 and then at 4 and I had to wake up at 6. One of the people I thought about was you. I said I struggle this morning and I don't know how you do it with what you do. Yeah, if I have to pay 1,000, it will be an AC one. Oh yeah, if you only have money, and most of us only have money for one, I would definitely wait for the AC one. Because I'm assuming is once they release the AC one, it might be this minor revised Switch 2. You know, like you had the original Switch and then became the Switch OLED. I could be wrong about this one, but I think there was an in-between Switch where like slight modifications. They might do the same thing with the AC. I think there was a Switch 2 with the slight modifications, like a different like technical version with the inside, but nothing game breaking. Did they do it? Actually, I take it back. I'm not sure they did that. My memory has been choppy, y'all. I started remembering things that I shouldn't have to remember, and then I forget stuff that I should remember. What is that down there? What is insane? I basically bought the 3 Switches I have for the price of one Switch 2. Yep. Prices have skyrocketed. No matter what you do, prices have skyrocketed. From insurance, food. I know we were talking about this earlier about the good old days. But man, I miss the good old days. For example, gas prices now, depending on where you live, is anywhere from like $3 to $5, $6 a gallon for the low cheap gas. Back then, you're looking at 95 cents, 80 cents a gallon. I had 104 hours. Oh my god. Last week, and right now I have 98 tomorrow night at 7. Marcel. I know at least you're making money, but still. Your sleep cycle, Marcel. With everything messing up right now, I can't even think of a Switch 2 till around Christmas if I don't get a decent bonus. Yeah, the way the economy is right now, I suspect a lot of people won't be getting a decent bonus. Just from what I've been gathering from other friends that work in other industries. Because everyone's not making enough money, so therefore consumers not spending said money. So therefore, any business in the market where you need consumers to purchase stuff ain't making money. Classy says they're also working on a detachable patent dual screen for this. No, Classy. So we might be able to play some of the older Pokemon. Oh my god. Could you imagine? Oh. My little bag of coffee is up by $1.20. See, you know what's so funny? It doesn't seem like much, $1.25, but when you really add it up with every single one of your bills, that's an extra like $100, $200, maybe even $300, depending on how much you spend on stuff a month, just because of $1.25. A staff member called me 4 times last night, so not enough. Oh. That's unfortunate. In Canada, it's been over $5 for a gallon for 5. Oh my god, Priska. $5. No, they need to lower the prices. It's not about the money. I do the hours because someone has to be here for these individuals. Marshall, you have such a good heart. I know it's not about the money. I'm just saying, like, at least you get paid for it. Because I know there are certain folks that are salary based and they work more than the 40 hours and they only get paid for 40 hours. That's what I meant. But you do have a good heart for that. But oh my god, just sacrifices sleep though, Marcia. That's all I think about is your sacrifice. Middle granddaughter's working culinary at the football games to earn her Switch money. Hey, listen, she's gonna value it. She's unstoppable. I'm proud of her. Wait, I would fire the staff if they called me after working 44 hours in a week. Frisco's like, if you call me, it better be for a good reason or else. I hope that's what it means to do, Classy. I'm done spending this year. I bought a Switch 2 and a new iPhone 17 Pro, and now I'm broke. Brittany, make sure you have a case on that thing. I heard the 17 it's easily scratchable, was what I was told. I would love to play Pokemon Platinum on Switch 2. I think that's when I quit Pokemon when I was a kid. I think I played Gold and Silver, and then I stopped after that until recently I started playing again. I wish people would show up when they accept the schedule. Oh no. I'm sorry, Michelle. I used to do managerial stuff work too. I hate it when people call it. I get why people call it out, but it's like, do you have to call out so often? I was just called and may have to work a double shift today, and my shift. Marshall, did you sign up for my giveaway thingy? Because not the giveaway, the random gift stuff. If you didn't, there's a link to it somewhere on the Discord. I'm gonna send you some coffee. It's some nice coffee. I'm gonna send you some nice coffee, Michelle. Just make sure you sign up. I will send you some nice coffee. iPhone 17 Pro? Nah. I'm happy with what I have. I am waiting for the flip phone. I'm waiting for the iPhone flip phone. and for her folks for letting her go to culinary high school instead of the academic. For her, I can't read. For the academics her high school tried to smash her into. Listen, y'all already know I work at a college. College is not for everybody. Sometimes for certain folks, you do need to go to college, but then for other folks, might not be the best option. Which means 24 hours today and 12 to. So basically, Marshall is about to work a full day, sleep, and then go back to work. Played Yellow, Crystal. Oh, I did play Crystal. I did play Crystal. I did not play Platinum, Diamond, Black and White, Black and White 2, Alpha, Sapphire. I didn't do any of that. X and Y, Sun, and Ultra. I didn't do any of that. I taught all my job nesters that if they want to keep their job, they must come to work and come on time. That is such an important skill. Just a basic skill too. Committing to what you agree to and showing one time. I forget the iPhone I have right now. I forgot the classy. You sound just like my wife. No sleep, work 36 straight. Oh my god. Yeah, Marshall, sign up for the thingy. I'm gonna send you something. I don't know. And in addition to coffee, one else I'm sending you, but I'm sending you something. Heart Gold and Soul Silver. What is that like Pokemon Gold and Silver Part 2? Something international baccalaureate, some stuff. That's what your granddaughter does? I was in the international baccalaureate program in high school. Yeah, that was well, I was told when I was a kid the international baccalaureate program was supposed to be more advanced than the AP program. And to an extent it is, but that's funny, we're in the same program. Oh, pockets are full. Yay. So what's going on with your island? We are almost done, Marshall. Wait, where's the trash can? We spent the last 3, 4, 5 streams, I lost track, of playing the game of, and we're about to play that same game, where is the trash can so I can throw away stuff. And then I was gonna open up the island next week for everyone to come over, whoever has crap, where's the trash can? To come over and help dig up the trees, the bushes, the weeds, and get rid of everything. And that way we can start off with Squid Games was the original intent. But where's my trash can? Oh man, where's my trash can? Not as much as they wanted her to. You know how teachers can be. They're pressing her to go full force with it. She choose to go to learn to cook. That is completely fine. If her granddaughter needs a little professional advice from a random stranger, let me know, Marie. Let me know. They allow me to nap after 16 hours, but it's 2 hours in the rounds that nap, then nap 2 hours, so it means no sleep. Oh my god. Michelle, are you able to fall asleep on command though? Because 2 hours is like a number. But if you can't fall asleep and you're just gonna be sitting there with your eyes wide open for like an hour, you realistically only get an hour of sleep. But if you're able to like plop your head down, just bam, sleep like I can. No, oh, I'm sorry. She still has a few IB classes with her culinary. That's good though. Wait, where is my trash can? Where's my trash can? I have stuff in my pocket. Where's my trash can? We were so good all stream. We didn't lose the trash can once. And now that we just need to empty the pockets. Because next week, this stuff is easily fixable here. A lot of that stuff can get picked up. Where's the trash can? I do have an iPhone 58. Marshall! Thank you for gifting the subs. Oh my god, one of them went to Marie. Marshall, first of all, you didn't have to. You genuinely didn't have to. And please give me your information so I can send you coffee at the bare minimum. But thank you for gifting the gift subs to Marie. Januki, Krista. Oh wait, I was about to say classy. Miss Paris Place and Bertree. And I vote for Mac Mini, Crystal. Marshall, you're the best. And I'm gonna say right now, you should get as much sleep as you can before your shift starts. Your 24-hour shifts. Ooh. Oh man. Marshall is the definition of a soldier for work. With a good heart. You definitely have to be caring for what you do to give up and do that kind of sleep. But 2 hours. So if your 2 hours is up, Marshall, do somebody have to, if you're still sleeping, right? You sleep past your alarm. Does somebody actually go in and, like, you know, poke you? I'm at work already. Oh my God, Marshall. Marshall's like, man, I'm ready here. What you talking about? Getting naps in beforehand. Oh, Marshall. I'm the only one on. Oh my God. Oh, I'm at a loss of words. The only one. Marshall. Where? All right, if you need help staying up, everyone keep your eyes peeled. Where is the bloody white little trash can at? Was she rolled? It's been like this for the past few streams. So this stream, we were able to have a conversation, talk about a lot of stuff, and not lose the trash can until this very end of the bit here. Yeah, this is all next week here. All this is next week. Well, where is the trash can? Where is the trash can? There's no way I lost the trash can. You should have trash cans all over your island, not just for me. Prescott, you're thinking too far ahead. That's smart thinking. Mind you, that's very smart thinking. Oh my God, there's hay down here. We need to get rid of the hay too. I had trained myself to sleep on the bus on the way to work. Glad that's... No. I feel like that's dangerous. Marie, what you said, I feel like that's dangerous. Because if you sleep on a bus, what's to prevent somebody from, like, you know, taking their hands and just grabbing something from your pocketbook or your bag or something while you're sleeping and you won't even know? Can friend visitors pick up stuff and trash on your island? I think they can pick up only the flowers, the trees, the bushes, and stuff like this. The fence stuff you can't pick up. Oh, you can also destroy the rocks. But honestly, depending on how many people get over, we could be done really soon. If I can find where's my trash can? My stuff was in my pockets. But I feel like you can. I don't know. I've seen too many people with, like. I'm really curious about how other countries live and stuff. And I've seen some videos where, like, in Portugal, for example, there's scammers or pocket thieves that will come by and grab stuff from you. And I'm very skeevy about falling asleep. Alright? Because I've seen people fall asleep on buses and trains too. That's too much trust in other people that I don't have. I think they have to be best friends to use. Yeah, you have to be best friends, but that's not an issue. Actually, that might be an issue. There is a limit, I think, to how many best friends you can have. I would just have to unbest friend a few folks. Yeah, I have a lot of best friends. We are going to demote a few people from best friends. But where is the trash can? So should I have lunch delivered or buy socks? Can't do both. My opinion, I always go for food. But if you're code, maybe one sock and half a sandwich. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. One sock and half a sandwich, and you can rotate the socks between feet to keep them warm. Where is my trash can? No way. How did I lose my trash can? I'm blaming Marshall. Marshall got me distracted. Food. Food to the winner. Or you can do halvesies. Oh my god. Good compromise. I think for the 1 hour stream, I'm gonna call it quits at this rate. Where is the No, can we call it quits? No, hold on. You sure it's not in your pockets? I will laugh if it's in here. Hold on. Hold on. I would laugh if it's in here. That's the equivalent of like wear my glasses while they're sitting on top of your head. Nope. All right. At least I wasn't going crazy. Good idea though, Friska. And Marito. Check your. They're not in the pockets. Well, the one item is not in my pocket. The trash can. Is it by the beach? We went around the whole entire island. Is it up here? Nope. Where were you last? Somewhere on the island. Listen, y'all also forget I'm a guy. I'm assuming most of you here are married or have a partner or dating a guy. You ever try send your man to look for something? It's like, hey, honey, can you go grab, my keys, a drink, or this specific thing from the kitchen? And they can never find it. I'm that guy too. I can find everything on the island except for the one thing I need. A car. A car, Bear? A car? Oh, found it. Found the trash can. We found the trash can. Babe, go buy me a nice new car. I wish I had that kind of money. All right, y'all. We did it. We did it. What's that thing that Dora the Explorer says? Alacimos. We did it. We cleared the island. We did it. And we lost and found the trash can. Okay. Because last time it didn't save. That's what we're doing before we end stream. Picking it up. And I'm going to hit the minus button. And actually hit save. And next week, I'm going to try and get the online thingy for my account to work. Marshall, thank you again for the donation. All I literally have to say is just good luck. And thank you for everything you do. Not for me, but just for your patience and everybody too. For everyone here that's kept me company for the past hour and 23 minutes. I forgot the professional advice for my culinary. You forgot the professional advice for my... Oh, no, it's... If she ever wants, because I am a professional advisor. If she ever wants, you can give her the Discord contact, Marie. I can chat back and forth and, go over options and everything. Because one of the things as an advisor I've learned, usually the kids aren't the issue. It's the parents forcing the kid to do what they want. I have at least 3 students I can think of right now off the top of my head where the mom and the dad never achieved a certain goal, right? And they can live vicariously through their kid if their kid achieved that same goal. And one of the things you normally have to do in those situations is it's not so much on the students, it's more of a conversation I have with the parents. Some parents are more easier and understanding than others. Some parents are like, no. Like, for example, before we end stream, I had a parent, for example, that said to me, because she thought I was young, said, you have no idea how hard it was for my life. I had to work for everything. I didn't have money. I didn't have a roof over my head sometimes. So I'm making sure my kid gets all of this. And by giving my kid all of this, I want her to become a doctor. She has to become a doctor. Nothing else, because that's where the money comes from. but I know this kid. The kid does not like blood. So it was a conversation I had to have with the parent. So there's some uncomfortable conversations because like the reality is not there. Living vicariously through my youngest, but it's because they are choosing their education. Yeah, as long as they choose, they get some choice. My thing with kids in particular is as long as the kid is working towards a goal and that goal also makes them happy, but is able to produce some kind of income for the kid. Yeah, trash. As long as the goal, because you want both happiness and some money. Because unfortunately, because of the world that we live in, you can't just live off of happiness. You do need some kind of income. So by doing culinary, yeah, be a chef. That's not an issue at all. The advice is, wait, her parents do not force her. Okay, that is amazing good news then. And sometimes it's just bearing your parents, especially for some of my other students, in her case probably, just bearing with what your parents say until you get to the point where you're successful. And then you can show them like, hey, look what I did. And that usually, most of the time, opened the eyes of the parents that wanted them to go a certain route and then said, oh, this actually worked out. I had a student that dropped out recently, opened up his own little restaurant. Parents hated the idea. Student is successful currently. But now the parents are turning around. Granddaughters have all been taught to say no and accept no also. Your granddaughters are raised correctly. I live off of unhappiness and spite, Marie. Well, you know, I taught one of her. On that note, y'all, have a great Saturday. I love Marie. Never a dull moment. One day, I don't know how, we'll have a stream where it's just having coffee with Trong and Marie while Marie crochets and just listen to Marie's story. I don't know how we're going to pull it off, but one day, Marie, we'll do that. Until then, y'all, that was funny. Marshall, good luck with the rest of your shift. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about Marie. I'm gonna head out. See y'all next week. Bye. Brittany, take care.